What is the permaculture framework? A framework is an idea or a concept of a structure that's being able to support what we're trying to achieve. In permaculture, having a framework actually helps set out and making the design process a lot easier. What we're going to be looking at is using Maslow's hierarchy of needs as an example on how we can actually structure this framework in permaculture. Like any structure, when we begin, we start with our foundations. Without a good, solid foundation, we don't have anything that we can build on, and the things that we do build on will actually collapse in the long term. In permaculture, the foundation of what we do is in ethics. Ethics. The ethics in permaculture are a guide to what is considered right and wrong in relations among people, between people, and the larger living world. The ethics in permaculture are typically sloganized with the ideas of earth care, people care, and fair share. We don't ask ourselves, can we do something? We ask ourselves, should we do something? From there, we move on to the next layer in this pyramid of framework. We look at the design principles. The design principles are not rules telling us what to do, but they're guidelines telling us what to think about when we're deciding what to do. They're thinking tools, from observe and interact to creatively use and respond to change. Once we've looked and considered these 12, using David Holmgren's 12 design principles, from there we look at what Dan Palmer calls a sound design process. In this process, we go through the ideas of thoughtful observation, looking at pattern understanding and trying to negotiate the tensions between different things as they overlay, and we look at that. And from there we come out with a series of strategies that we can use to push forward in the outcomes of our design. So the next layer we look at after process is strategies. Permaculture is a problem-solving approach that works at the strategic level. It's much like when we look at an iceberg. We know, and what we see is above the water, use a different color, but what supports that iceberg is what's happening underneath, from the ethics to design principles to process, process to strategies. After strategies, there's two other things that we look at, and that is techniques and tools. Techniques and tools are the things that we actually see physically upon the landscape. From there, it could either be a swale, a banana circle, a herb spiral, hugelkultur, food forests, whatever else it may be. These are the tools and techniques that we've chosen to support the strategies that we're trying to achieve in our design, whether it be from a courtyard garden or to 10,000 hectares. The tools and techniques that we use will be different on each of those scales, but they are informed through that process of thoughtful observation onwards. When we're starting to look at what's happening below the surface though, the strategies that are informing these tools and techniques could be myriad. So what we're looking at is helping feed and care for people. Protect water. Build soil, sustain global forests, protect biodiversity, use energy efficiently, and many more. Using this framework actually makes it a lot easier for us to follow through, understanding, are we actually caring for the earth? Are we actually caring for people? And are we really looking towards that future? Have we really considered the design principles as thinking tools with regards to bringing this design together? From there, through a process, that thoughtful observation, looking at the pattern understanding and negotiating those tensions between the different aspects that's happening on the site and with ourselves. From there, the different strategies that are going to come into play, regardless of the size. They will be different tools and techniques, but it's the strategies we're trying to achieve. For example, we're going to be building soil far differently on a courtyard garden than we are on 1,000 acres, though ultimately the outcome will be the same. And from there, we choose the various tools and techniques that can actually support the strategies we're trying to achieve. That, in essence, is the permaculture framework. Can't find it now.